Hey guys, welcome to Top Tabletop. I'm Gab Zúñiga and today I will show you how to play Back to the Future Back in Time. Marty McFly traveled back in time and now he's stuck in the past, and in this cooperative game for 2 to 4 players, just like in the movie, you will help him to make his parents fall in love and get the Delorean ready to go back to the future. The components are 1 game board, 4 character mats, a turn tracker and a turn tracker cube, 1 clock dice tower, 20 starter power tiles, 24 power tiles, 24 movement cards, 24 opportunity cards, 18 trouble cards, 13 item cards, 8 dice, 3 DeLorean part tiles, 3 knockdown tokens, a love meter and a love meter cube, 6 McFly photo sections, 4 player movers, Marty, Doc, Jennifer and Einstein, 3 non-player movers, Lorraine, George and Biff, and a DeLorean. We will set up a 2-player game. Place the game board. Place the turn tracker and its cube, making sure it's on the side for the appropriate number of players. Place the love meter and place its cube on the starting space, and place the 6 McFly photo sections face up on the love meter. Each player chooses a character and takes the corresponding character mat and 5 starter power tiles, which are placed face up on the mat, and the movers are placed at the town square. Place George and Lorraine in their respective houses, and place Biff at the clock tower. Place the DeLorean on its starting space, and place the 3 DeLorean part tiles face up at their indicated locations. Mix the power tiles and place them in a face down stack, and do the same with the movement cards and the opportunity cards. Then reveal the top 3 opportunity cards and place them face up at the specified locations on the cards. Shuffle each level of trouble cards separately and place them face down. Place the item cards nearby along with the dice and the knockdown tokens. Place the clock dice tower at the clock tower, and the game is ready to begin. Choose someone to take the first turn. The game is played in turns in clockwise order, and each turn has 2 phases, the turn tracker phase and the action phase. At the beginning of the turn tracker phase, you move the turn tracker cube. The first turn you place it on the space for the corresponding number of players, and all subsequent turns it will be moved 1 space to the right. Then, all the icons of the column where the cube is are resolved from top to bottom. If there's a trouble icon, you draw a trouble card of the corresponding level and place it face up at the specified location, and any effect listed on the card is immediately activated. If there was already an unresolved trouble card on the board, remove it. There will never be more than 1 trouble card on the board. If there's a movement icon, reveal the top movement card and move the characters accordingly in that order, and if the icon has a ×2 symbol, reveal 2 cards. George and Lorraine will always move clockwise or counterclockwise, or to a specific location, but Biff moves differently. For each Biff symbol shown on the card, move Biff 1 space toward George or Lorraine, whoever is nearest. If they're at the same distance, Biff moves toward Lorraine. Once Biff is at the same location as either George or Lorraine, or both, each additional Biff symbol lowers the love meter by 1. Important: George, Lorraine and Biff will never move into town square. They can only move around the perimeter of the board. Finally, if there's a love meter icon, you have to check the love meter. If the cube is on one of the spaces 0 to 12, George and Lorraine are not in love, and you must flip one of the McFly photo sections face down, because Marty and his siblings are starting to fade. If the cube is on a negative number, you must flip 2 sections of the photo. And if it's in the heart zone, George and Lorraine are in love, so you don't have to flip anything. If the love meter icon has a ×2 symbol, repeat this step twice. During the action phase, you will use your power tiles, and after using a tile, it's flipped face down and cannot be used again that turn. The tiles have different effects. You can use any tile to move up to 3 spaces, and some let you move up to 6. You can move as many adjacent spaces as indicated, and you can visit the same space multiple times during the same movement. While moving, if you stop at a location to take any action, your movement for that tile ends. You cannot take any leftover moves afterwards, but you can use another power tile to move again. While moving, you can also escort George or Lorraine, but not both at the same time. You may pick them up or drop them off at any point during your movement. Some power tiles can be used to roll dice to attempt challenges, and you can use multiple tiles for a single attempt, allowing you to roll more dice. Some tiles allow you to roll 2 dice, but you can choose to roll only 1, and this tile allows you to roll a die of any color. Every die has 2 wild symbols, which can be used as any other symbol. They also have 2 Biff symbols, and the other 2 faces are exclusive to each die. So when you attempt a challenge, it's very important to consider which dice to use to have a better chance of success. If there are multiple challenges at your location, you must declare which one you're attempting before rolling the dice. There are 6 types of challenges. You can attempt an influence love challenge to raise the love meter. To do it, you must be on the same location as George and Lorraine, and for each love symbol you roll, the love meter goes up by 1. You can attempt a Move Delorean challenge to move the Delorean first to Doc's house and then to the ready zone. To do it, you must be at the Delorean's location, and for each speed symbol you roll, move it 1 spot forward. Once the Delorean is at Doc's house, it cannot move any further unless it's equipped with the 3 Delorean parts, and you can try to get them at any moment attempting a Prepare the Delorean challenge. To do it, you must be at their location. If you roll the number of knowledge symbols shown on the part, you obtain it, flip the tile, and place it at Doc's house. If Biff is standing, you can attempt a Fight Biff challenge to knock him down. To do it, you must be at his location. If you roll a Courage symbol, Biff is knocked down, and for each additional Courage, place a knockdown token next to Biff. While Biff is knocked down, the Biff symbols won't move him or lower the love meter. Instead, each Biff symbol shown on a card or rolled on a die will remove a knockdown token. Once all tokens have been removed, the next Biff symbol stands him up again, and after that he acts normally. Some cards tell you to move Biff directly to a location. In those cases, he moves even if he is knocked down, but he remains knocked down and keeps any knockdown tokens. You can attempt an opportunity challenge to obtain the rewards from the opportunity cards. To do it, you must be at the card's location, and some cards require certain characters to be there too. If you roll the shown symbols, the challenge is resolved and you gain the rewards. Then the card is discarded and you place a new one. There will always be 3 opportunity cards on the board. Some opportunity cards will give item cards as a reward. They can be used once per turn and they're flipped after being used. There's no limit to item cards you can have. Important: any power tiles and item cards you receive as a reward are automatically exhausted when you get them, and you won't be able to use them that turn. Lastly, you can attempt a Trouble challenge to resolve trouble cards and get rid of their negative effects. To do it, you must be at the card's location, and if you roll the shown symbols, the challenge is resolved. You gain the rewards and the card is discarded. But don't place a new one. Trouble cards are only placed when the turn tracker indicates it, and remember that there will never be more than 1 on the board. After you have chosen your dice and flipped the corresponding power tiles, it's time to make your attempt and roll the dice. Any dice showing Biff are locked. They're set aside and cannot be re-rolled, but you can re-roll any of the other dice as many times as you want, until you choose to quit or all dice are Biff's. Some power tiles and item cards can be used after rolling the dice to re-roll Biff's or to modify your result. This lets you treat the corresponding symbol on one die as a wild, and if you roll the double symbol face, you can use them both as wilds, and this one lets you turn one wild symbol into 2. When you are done rolling, apply the results. If you succeeded the challenge, it is resolved first, and then you resolve all the Biff symbols in the same way as in movement cards. In addition to power tiles and item cards, you can also use your special power once per turn at any time. Each character has a different power. With Marty, you can move Lorraine up to 2 spaces toward you. With Doc, you can move to the Delorean's location. You cannot escort George or Lorraine when using this power. With Jennifer, you can move another player up to 2 spaces toward you. And with Einstein, if Biff is within 1 space from you, you can move him up to 2 spaces in any direction, and you can do it even if he is knocked down. Your turn ends after using all your tiles, items, and special power, but you can choose to end your turn earlier if you want. At the end of your turn, all your exhausted tiles and items are flipped face up again, and if you have more than 8 tiles, you have to discard down to 8. Even if it's not your turn, you can assist other players when they attempt challenges if you are at the same location. The active player has to roll at least one die, and you can assist using your tiles and items, flipping them as usual. So keep in mind that anything you use to help other players won't be available to you on your next turn. If the challenge is resolved, the active player gets all the rewards. The game can end in two ways. If all the sections of the McFly photo are face down, Marty and his siblings have completely disappeared and you lose the game. And if the turn tracker cube enters the final space, lightning strikes at the clock tower, and the game ends with two possible outcomes. If the love meter cube is not in the hard zone and or the Delorean is not in the ready zone, you lose the game. But if they are in their respective zones, then George and Lorraine are in love and the Delorean is ready. Marty goes back to the future and you win the game. And that's how you play Back to the Future Back in Time. If you like the video, don't forget to give it a like and subscribe. It really helps the channel. Thanks for watching and see you on the next video.